There we go.
All right, here we are, and welcome everybody. We've got a couple of really nice guests on here with us, and we have Mr. Mike Zapcic and Ming Chen from a Shared Universe podcast studio. Our good old buddy Jake Hughes with us, and our special guest for today is inker extraordinaire, local artist, great person altogether, John Dell.
Hello, how's it going?
How you doing, John? Recognize the name, recognize the work.
Well, thank you. Staying safe and inking away. That's that's what I do. That's what we all do, I guess.
Well, with all this stuff going on, what are you working on right now? Are you working on anything?
I just finished issue 45 of Amazing Spider-Man over Mark Bagley's pencils. I have the cover for 46 and some interior pages from the next issue. So it looks like I'll be doing that for maybe a month or two. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'll be doing is the Amazing Spider-Man stuff.
Don't worry, John. We won't leak him out here.
No, not at all.
What can you show us?
Yeah. Wait, we're live now, John.
I'm going to put words in there, John.
Well, I'm not.
That's good. You're like the Flash. You're vibrating your head so fast you can't see it. Gotcha.
Yeah, he's going to try to watermark.
And then also, I know you've been working on a bunch of, I guess, like some cover recreations you've been taking and doing. Tell us a little bit about some of those.
I found myself, when you were a kid, you loved to copy your favorite drawings. So that's how I got into wanting to do comic books. And I just started taking, when I found myself some time off, I started taking some old covers that I found on the internet. If I got a good black and white, I would go ahead and blue line it. Yeah, there's one, Durango Hulk. I would blue line it and ink it just for fun, not as a commission, but just to keep myself entertained. And I wound up doing about 30 of them. He's gonna, I guess, push them up. Yeah, I've always wanted to know if I can ink Burn, Steranko, and it's not like I'm going to get a chance to do that today. So this is the closest I come to it. Wasima, and they're not line by line. My favorite Howard. They're not line by line tracings, or it's more like just a regular. I treated it like it was a regular job. Like it showed up, at my doorstep. I was like, "Oh, okay, I gotta ink this cover now," because I didn't want to do a dead trace of it. Hey, Tommy. And
how did you actually get into doing inking and stuff? I mean, I met you way back when you were. I know you started before then, but you were actually working at Capital City, which was Diamond's competition way back in the day. And you were actually working at the warehouse in New Orleans.
Right. I actually fell into comics accidentally. I thought I was going to be doing newspaper strips. I used to copy newspaper strips, and I loved comic books. We all love comic books, but I also love dinosaurs. So I thought I'd grow up drawing some dinosaur newspaper strip when I was a kid. And I fell into a group of people that liked drawing comics. And I found out I had more fun inking their drawings than drawing mine and tracing them again. So laziness caused me to become an inker.
God bless laziness, I'm telling you.
Laziness, man. And I still love inking. I don't know if Scott has anything there. I penciled ink myself, but every now and then I get the. There's is there a Rom Howard the Duck Man thing? Did I send you that one?
Oh, let me see. Hold on, let me find.
That's not Man Thing.
No,
that is awesome though. Too.
All right, I'm about to upload it. Hold on, I got to find it in the thing again.
John, I think it's amazing, and it's not something that I learned until later on in life. even as a comic book fan as a kid, you know, you're watching, you're looking at like the whole comic book, and you don't realize the contributions that an inker makes until you change them. You get a change up, and
Right.
it's I would look at John Byrne when he was on doing the Fantastic Four in the low 200s.
Yeah.
And he was inked by Jolton Joe Sinnott,
Yeah.
who is an amazing guy. But Jolton Joe, his inks overpowered Byrne, who was like, you know, an amazing penciler to begin with. But you could see how he was not turning him, how he influenced him. So it looked more like either a Buscema or a Kirby-esque, you know, Fantastic Four. And you're like, you compare that to when Byrne was inking himself, and you're like, holy crap, there's a major difference. Or when Terry Austin was doing him, and you're like, it's worlds apart.
Yeah, I've always said, I mean, especially after get to knowing some of these guys, a good inker can make a bad penciler look fantastic, but a bad inker can kill a good penciler. Yes, or even a strong inker can kill a good pencilist, which is, and like I said, Joe Sinnott is one of the best in the business, and I'm sure, John, you'd agree with me. He's there. He's like a legend. But
he's almost technically a finisher, because if he inks, you look at Joe Sinnott on Bill Sienkiewicz, John Byrne, Frank Miller, Sal Buscema, you're just gonna Gil Kane. You're just gonna see Joe's finishes. It's gonna look beautiful. Right.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous, but it's definitely his imprint, and you could tell where he and Jack were, you know, they had that synergy. So you're like, oh, I guess Kirby never really died, you know, as long as Jolton Joe's still around.
Well, who was it that inked Jack on a lot of his DC stuff besides Vinny?
It was Vince Coletta.
Yeah, Coletta did most of that stuff.
Yeah.
How about Commandy? Who inked him on Commandy? And was it?
Ming, get them fingers going. That's damn.
I actually am, just as we type right now.
Yeah, while Ming's looking, here's a piece that John actually penciled and inked.
Oh, that's nice. I love Rom. Rom's got a.
There we go.
That's when I fell in love with Sal Buscema. You know, I knew his brother John, but Sal was Rom number one, and I love he's chasing after Howard.
So one of my favorite. Sal did some of the best inks on Barry Windsor Smith. If you look at the Conan stuff.
Oh yeah,
Sal, a lot of those Conans really, really nicely.
Yeah, because John Buscema always assumed that Sal was going to ink him. Like, I'll let Sal finish this up for me. And then he's like, you know, I heard like a story where he was kind of pissed at Sal for, you know, jumping ship and doing stuff for Barry Windsor Smith. He's like, what the hell are you doing? Not only is he's taking over my book, you know, what the hell? And he's like, dude, a paycheck's a paycheck. You taught me that.
Right. Yeah, Sal's definitely an unsung hero.
Yeah, definitely a workhorse of Marvel in the 60s and 70s.
Oh, definitely.
Well, it's kind of weird. John, if I remember correctly, you were one of the last artists, inkers, whatever, at DC to still have an exclusive for the longest time, weren't you?
Yeah, that was like back before CrossGen. The horror.
Hey, I benefited from CrossGen's largesse because they sent George Perez to a con, and he was just doing headshots for everybody for free. And I'm like, a George Perez for free? You bet I'm getting in line.
Why? What did you get?
I made out like a bandit. At CrossGen, I made out like a bandit. I know there are a lot of people that didn't have a good time. They had bad experiences. But unless he used me, but I also used him back. So I have horror tales, but I've also got some really great stories too. It's a good balancing act across you and me.
Yeah, you were one of the original
I know
guys that formed CrossGen, right?
Yeah. Brandon Peterson had me out the gate. He's like, "You're mine." Like, okay, and we had a good run on Mystic, and I'm still really proud of that stuff. That's I don't think I'll ever ink like that again. After that, he pretty much broke me. He gave me. I got a lot of wrist, extra wrist ability, because you need a good wrist to pull lines like that.
I have such a bad comment for that.
That's a different podcast, Scott.
Yeah, this is a family show, Scott.
Yeah, come on, man.
I
I mean, granted, it's your show, but it's a family show.
If you can only hear the conversations after a free comic book day, then you'll know.
There's the after hours.
Yeah, well, we'll have to do an after-hour show. Speaking of Kirby and stuff, here's one of the pieces you had sent that you had done.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I found that demon piece he had done and went in and did just to see I think that was maybe my second or third shot at Jack. And I added the background mostly, I think. It was way back. That was one of my board days at CrossGen, because if I didn't have anything to ink, I had basically, find something to look busy and like, oh, there's no Kirby piece, or somebody would have a sketch by Adam Hughes. It's like, oh, we have a go at that. Just all these artists had all these things. It's like, oh, we make a copy of that and I ink it and have fun with it.
Well, John, you're a traditional inker. I mean, you don't do any digital. You don't do anything. Everything is pen or brush to paper, and that's. I've never even seen you even touch anything doing it digital.
No, I because I'm real stupid about computers. I mean, I had to call you and figure out how to set this up. Like, you just push the link. I don't understand,
Yeah,
and I just like the paper feels. I like having it when I'm done. I like looking at it when I'm done and not. Oh no, I lost it. It's like the program crashed and all my hard work is gone. So
instead, it's just I spilled my drink on it.
Oh man, at CrossGen sometimes, and I know this because we were all together. You'd hear a scream coming from a colorist. Oh my God! Because his computer would crash and he didn't have any backup. And
Yeah.
and you're sitting back laughing at them. It was like, all right, back to work.
Yeah. Well, my computer getting crashed. Oh, this is gone. That never happens. I ate that whole computer, or I ate that whole truck, and now it's gone.
Actually, it's funny. I purchased something, and he lives here in New Jersey. From Tom Smith, I got one of his original because he was doing stuff by hand and digitally, but he wanted to see what it looked like. He, again, old school, wants to see what the colors blended like on a piece of paper. So we had an inked page from Justice League versus Avengers 4. And I was lucky enough to get it, and then unlucky enough to have it destroyed in Sandy. But I know it was like, oh my God, you're killing me. But it was this beautiful piece, and I'm like, so yeah, I know the pain of loss, not a computer loss, but an actual loss. You're like, no, like standing outside your house when it's on fire. It's like, oh, it's like, did you? Were your family in there? No. Well, yeah. It was my JLA Avengers piece.
We feel your pain because when Katrina hit here, I couldn't tell you how much artwork was lost from my place.
Oh man,
no doubt.
Oof.
I mean, so luckily the shop actually survived, and all the comics and everything were perfectly fine. But some of the artwork I had at home, a lot of it, some of it being John's, I'll never see again.
Yeah.
Hint, John. Hint.
No, I'll be honest with you. John does me does me a solid. He ends up, every time he gets a new thing in, we usually get first shot on some of the stuff that comes in, and me and John have an arrangement worked out to where I can get a good shot on things. I'll be right back.
It's a beer, isn't it? That's what it is. It's a beer. Johnny, he keeps you loaded with brewskis.
I have little.
Well, I'm not saying now.
Yeah, no. John's weakness are the artist editions. Those big artist editions. He loves those.
We have a couple in the studio. A couple of Burns. The Burn, the Marvel Artifact edition, and the X-Men.
Right. I'm waiting on my Burn Artifact edition, and I ordered the Micronauts.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Oh, and if they ever do that second Steranko, if that one ever comes out.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, he did what? The Captain America, he hasn't done the Nick Fury?
Yes.
Yeah.
Steranko.
I know. That guy.
I hear that reaction to him quite often, John. Oh.
I love the man, so I got nothing bad to say about him. Unless you want a dish, go to town, John.
Yeah, but I don't think you sent me any Steranko covers, did you? Or recreation?
Just the Hulk. Yeah. I'd love to do some more. I just gotta find the black and whites online. They have to be full size. I can't blow them up for miniature. I have to find a nice, perfect copy that I can print out, and because Blue Line is going to be blurred anyway, and so sometimes I have to kind of think, oh, well, that's not too clear, but I'm just going to go ahead and ink it like I see it, and then I compare them later, I get pretty close.
You should get Rob Liefeld to call. I hear he's got a stack that it could choke a horse of original art.
I'm not on speaking terms with Rob. I don't, but
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up a sore subject.
He nodded and said waved, I think so, but then his handlers, of course, smothered him and kept him away from the table and the fans.
Oh, so it's the handlers. Believe me, we have the same issue with Adam West's handler.
Oh, right. Handlers get to do the dirty work, and the artist's like, hey, it's not me, man. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
We were the same way with Michael Golden's handler.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It kept you away.
Well, if you weren't waving $100 bills, she wanted nothing to do with you.
All right.
Is she a stripper? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Again. I throw my hand. I didn't say that. There's no proof that I said that.
These are being
cut that out.
Zapcic and Mike Zapcic.
It's going to be on Bleeding Cool tomorrow. Mike Zapcic calls all handlers strippers.
Film at 11.
Listen, Michael Golden is one of my big. And sometimes people will say, you put a Golden on that. He's one of my. He and probably Byrne are two of my bigger inspirations from the 80s. They were everywhere.
A little bit of echo from you, John. I think you might have your volume up a little bit too loud.
Let me see.
Just turn it down just a tad bit.
Just a click or two. All good.
I hear you, John. I was a huge fan of Michael Golden's Man Bats and his Batman family stuff. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
The first time I saw a ROM cover by him, I was like, "Oh man, that was it." And then the fanfare she did with Spider-Man and the Lost World, and oh god,
nope.
I just
All I got's a Kaluta.
I totally didn't like him.
Gotcha. I should have brought my my DC, Batman Tales of Batman by Michael Golden upstairs. Damn, it's in my basement.
I got one over there on the shelf. I made sure. That's what this Micronauts is going to be like. Just when it drops.
That Micronauts page you sent.
Yeah, I think that's a cocaine though. That's a cocaine cover. Oh god, I love Inking cocaine too. I did a cocaine Spider-Man cover. The drug issue cover where he's get him, and I did this one over the Micronauts. And I
Actually,
have a
beautiful.
Kid Colt Outlaw cover that I want to do next.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I love it.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah. I do these for myself. If somebody's willing, or if somebody asks, "Hey, can you do me a commission?" I'd love to. I'm up for it. If they say, "Can you do a JLA recreation?" But could you use Superman or Batman, or let's add the Hulk. Let's put JLA versus the Hulk and take one of the characters out. I'll do it, man. I love doing that stuff.
Oh, awesome. Hey, John, we'll talk. I might have you do a cover recreation for me.
You have one in mind?
Actually, I do. It's the Marvel supervillain team up, the Burn one with Doctor Doom standing there, and all the Avengers and the champions are and the X-Men are kneeling down in front of them.
Ooh,
that'd be awesome. Do that, but have the Justice League and the Teen Titans all kneeling down around them.
Wow, yeah. See, there's the twist, man. Yeah.
So you got to be careful, though. That's one thing I learned about John. I said he always gives us first shot at it. Well, I was actually wrong. We have third shot at it. I'm sorry. John's wife gets first shot. Yeah. Then John gets second shot. That's the weirdest thing about John. John is actually as big of a fan as he is as a creator. He's probably more so a fan than he is a creator, because you go into his house.
Weird about that, Scott. Nothing.
No, I'm gonna say weird, but when you go into his house, you see all these covers, the original art, these covers hanging all over the walls and everything else, and you're sitting there thinking, man, I like that. And he also carries a portfolio with him, which I think he does it just to piss the rest of us off. Where he'll say, "Hey, look at this! Oh no, that's not for sale. No, my wife likes that one. Oh, that one's mine. Nope, that one's not for sale."
Yeah, Lisa, I have 4 of those that are untouchable, but my wife, Lisa, if it's Wolverine or Ben Grimm, it stays.
She's got Wolverine, Ben Grimm, or you, John, then you're out.
Yeah.
I got you. Hey, my wife's the same way.
Yeah, she has this
man, the UPS guy. I'm kidding.
Well, we had that one art guy that was trying to buy his stuff, and he was throwing numbers at John, if I remember correctly, and John's like, "No, it's not for sale. It's and the guy kept throwing numbers, and John said, "That's my wife. No, it's a no."
Yeah, I think that was one of the Young Justice. It wasn't even a cover; it was a splash page for Young Justice, and we had a guy that buys stuff online every once in a while, and one of his pages. Quite honestly, the amount of money he offered for it far superseded what the page ever would have gone for. But John's like, "Nope, sorry, I can't do it."
You're a man of integrity, John.
Well, Jimmy, it was the last page from Young Avengers, our run, and Jimmy Chung had written on one of the walls in graffiti, John and Lisa, with my wife and I.
Of course.
So I inked it, and it got colored, and it was like, I can't give this away.
Of course not.
It's not worth. It's not worth it. The money. The page is not worth the amount people offer me for, because I can't replace it. The money will be gone in a month or two, but that page is irreplaceable. So
here's a hint: don't carry it around with you.
Yeah. But I want to share. I want to give. Look. These are things I'm proud of. It's like,
I'm kidding. Take a look at our studio, and we love to brag about our stuff, and it's not to brag, not to show off. We love to share with fellow fans. How about that?
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
picture Uncle Scrooge diving into a vault of coins. You know, those are your favorite pages.
Right.
Don't do that. You'll ruin the pages.
It's true.
Yeah, John wants to swim in original art. That's
Yeah.
Hey, now that I think about it, John, if you're gonna do that super villain team up page, how cool would it be to have the Justice Society and the Legion of Superheroes on their knees?
Oh,
I'm telling you.
That may be fighting words. I might have to get one of those.
Ah.
If I can find a decent copy of it in black and white, I can blue line and add the characters. But that's the key thing. I can't if I have a color version of it, I can't make a blue line scan off of a color copy.
Okay, I gotcha.
Because then it's all black and gray and.
My only original Legion pages I own actually came from John. I got a Legionnaires page and one of the Keith Giffen Legion pages as well.
I could do that if I had to take some Velcro and trace the outlines and I shouldn't limit myself. I could probably pull it off. Yeah.
And it'd be a really nice print for you to sell it on, wherever.
Of course.
There you are.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that's the link you need right there, John. I'll copy it and send it to you. Is that for a blue line of it, or is that just a cover?
That's just a cover, but I'm sure you could find a blue line somewhere.
Yeah, just somewhere. Let me know what issue number.
Okay, I think it was Super Villain Team Up 14.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. Yes, it would be. Mike Zapcic wins again.
Actually, no, I probably have it right quick.
Do you have it? Can you dig it out?
I've got it in blue line.
I gotta see if he can dig it out from.
Oh, you know what? I would love if Scott pulled out. He's like, "Hey, I got the original art."
I don't think he has the original art. You may have the comic though.
Yeah, I'm sure. I just want to see if he can find it or not.
That is one of my favorite covers. That Uncanny 141 and New Teen Titans number 13. Those are like three of my favorite covers.
No luck, Scott.
No, I jumped from 13 to 16.
Oh, so somebody.
So yeah,
that's the way it goes in the comic shop.
That's true.
Yeah, I can probably find it online pretty easy,
But yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Okay.
Like waiting for that stimulus check to come in. Hey, honey.
Right.
Honey, we don't need to eat this month, right?
Everybody around here I know has got theirs. I haven't gotten mine yet. Jason's gotten his. My daughter got hers, and I haven't seen hide nor hair of mine.
That's because they're printing somebody's name on yours.
Oh, probably so.
Rob Liefeld.
My daughter got hers. I'm for some reason under because I'm self-employed. I guess I don't know. I don't qualify. I never bothered with it. So
no, as long as you file taxes, you'll get it. Unless you're saying you're a tax evader.
No, not in public. No,
we have no audio proof of that. Don't worry about it, John.
Yeah, this isn't live. No one's watching this.
Nobody's recording this. This won't go to Facebook or anything,
or YouTube.
Damn it, Scott.
Yeah, I know better. Lisa keeps him in check.
Yeah, it looks like you're very busy there, though. Do you have a backlog of work right now, or has it been busy for the last month? It doesn't look like you slowed down at all.
No, I had about a month off where I did all the recreations, and then it was just right back into it.
Wow.
Okay, so you still got work coming in, and perhaps even a log jam, a backlog, which means the machine is still going. We just can't sell anything right now.
That makes me happy.
I don't know if are the presses down? I mean, I don't think even the printing presses are running right now.
No, everything is shut down right now.
But yeah. John, it gives you a chance to get caught up on anything that you need to do, like a recreation of Supervillain Team Up, a couple other things that I've got in mind.
Well, the deadline is still enforced at Marvel, because I think they want to continue their web presence, so kids can still get the next issues on their web. What they call Marvel web comics or whatever. And as soon as they started the presses, like what, December? They'll start putting them out quickly. Who knows? I don't know. I don't have a clue. I guess we have to keep our ears open and our eyes open to find out when that's going to happen again.
Honestly, I think it's patient zero was probably Gene Simmons. He added his blood to the ink. I think it took 45 years, but this is 45. This is the result of Gene Simmons and the rest of KISS adding their tainted blood into ink.
And so you're saying that drop of blood mutated into the coronavirus, and then it spread to every issue from there,
and to everybody, I guess. I'm surprised that Gene Simmons just hasn't been like patient zero since 1975
for just about everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, I got a good idea for you too, John. If you're going to do that cover recreation, you ought to do this that they can have for their studio, and you could have, instead of Dr. Doom, you could have Mike up there with all the View Askew people kneeling down at his feet below it.
That would never happen, Scott.
Well.
Yeah, talk about the lowest man on the totem pole.
That's what fantasy is about, you know?
Right. No, it wasn't you. It was oh darn, who's the king guy over at USQ? I can't. Hurts. What's his name? Kevin Smith. Yeah. I still owe him a solid for Inker's early Tracers. So.
I don't think he meant it as a slight. I think that, but Banky did kick some guys' asses. So I mean,
I know I was in a theater when that movie came out with all my friends, and I was the only one everyone looked at when that line was out. He's talking about you, man. Yeah.
Actually, the funny part is that actually probably brought more light to how hard actually winkers do work. Because, like I said, I'll be the first one to tell you. I could care less about who an inker was growing up until later on you get to know and you get to figure out line weights and definition and I've seen a lot of your pencils before you play with them, John, or play with them, do what you do, and some of these things, I'll tell you, is night and day. Some of them are the most beautiful things that you make become more beautiful. And then some of them are very rough. And then I see the printed page afterwards. I'm like, oh, he worked his ass off on this one.
But it depends on the how long you've worked with a penciler. You start to pick up certain things. If a penciler trusts you, he might leave things open because he knows that you're gonna come in and do your thing on it. I've had notes from pencilers in the margins. Go crazy here, have fun. I've had some notes that will have a guy holding a box, and it says he didn't have time to draw the weird space gun. He's like, throw his gun. I've had, so that was a little. Sometimes I'm like, oh well, let's have a draw buildings on this side of the page to match buildings on other side. I've had all that, or sometimes I'll add a background if I think it needs it, or I'll put, it depends on me. And then there are the pencils who are like, do not deviate from my line. It's like
it's all in Sharpie, like in capitals on that margin. Do not.
Yeah. And I'll get that phone call. You drew 3 lines instead of 2. Why is that? Well,
I think Walt's told this story, but Walt Flanagan, the manager of the Secret Stash, has he pencils. He was penciling Kevin's Batman trilogy. The
Widening Gyre.
Yeah, Cacophony, Widening Gyre, and upcoming Bellicosity. So I got to see it started off with Sandra Hope, and then it went to Art Thiebair, And I found out how to pronounce Thiebair when he called the shop one time. I'm like, oh my God, you're Art Thiebert. He's like, Art Thiebair. I'm like, okay. All right.
I got you.
You got it, Mr. Thiebert. Not a problem.
That's Siebert.
Yeah. That's how it's spelled. Art Thiebair.
Right. Thiebair.
So, but I saw, how Walt's pencils would go from like 2-dimensional images to these things popping right off the page. It was amazing. Scott, you look fantastic.
I know, you look amazing, Scott.
What's going on?
Doing nothing much.
Hello, Christum. Hair looks good.
Hi. Thanks.
She's so bored that she cut her hair like that.
Uh-huh.
I was so bored I cut my hair like this.
Looks great.
Thank you.
2 weeks ago, she had tie-in dreadlocks.
Yeah, I look good. I look good too.
Jay, did you just say Italian dreadlocks?
No, she had tie-in dreadlocks. 2
Oh,
weeks ago.
tie-in. I thought you said Italian. I'm like, wait a minute, what the heck?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
If
I
I-
realized
if I-
you're
if I
down
had
in Biloxi, but Italians? Come on.
If I had dreadlocks, it'd be Italian dreadlocks.
Right.
Italian dreadlocks. Nice. Oh, and I know you saw it, Jay, but Jared, he's having fun.
That's my brother. He's probably in his squad car in front of a Walmart doing nothing. That's what he's doing right now, just watching us.
I'm hoping he's a police officer.
He is. He's a sheriff.
Okay. I just some dude randomly stole a police car and was wandering around the Walmart.
Or in the back of it.
Or in the back of it. Yeah, exactly. Sitting in a police car. Hey, take me to Walmart.
He probably
Like,
would.
is that what it is? Like the Goodfellas down there is like Ray Liotta gets in the back of a squad car. Take me to Walmart.
Well, funny story about that. There's a couple.
Yeah, man.
We were looking for something for my daughter, and he's my youngest daughter's godfather. And we actually got in his squad car with the lights and sirens to a Walmart to get her a Dora the Explorer play set that was sold out everywhere. And he actually ran the lights and sirens to get to that Walmart to get it. True
So
story.
you go inside and demand it,
Damn,
start cracking heads and
Well, that's a shocking abuse of power, Jay. Shocking abuse of power.
I love
Louis-
it.
Good parking.
He's in Louisiana, so it's different over there.
I personally don't find it to be an abuse of power. I think it's the exact amount of power to use.
that's what dads do for kids.
Now he's calling
I'm
me a
not
liar.
sure,
in the
not
chat.
sure where to go from here.
Jared, I'm on your side. Jay, sorry, buddy. Throwing you under that squad car.
Yeah, Jared's looking. Nobody got hurt. Nobody lost it. No lives were lost, and you got what you needed. It's good.
And what do you rat me out for, big brother?
Hey, that's what I'm supposed to do.
My wife is at home.
That's the problem, though. Is Jay is maybe the big brother, but he's the littlest one of the bunch.
It's also a true story.
Well, I don't see a reason to lie about it.
Me and my sister are about the same height, but my other brother and Jared, they're taller than all of us.
Well, of
I
course.
believe
Start pumping out like 6 foot or 30-pound kids. Mom ain't having any more.
Home of the Bigfoot.
He's got are probably going to be lucky to make it to 5 foot.
Thank you, Jared. I didn't need to know that, but thank you.
Well, yeah, I won't even put that up.
Yeah, don't humor it.
So, John, you've got Amazing Spider-Man
Back to you,
coming.
John.
Right?
What else are you working on?
Oh, really? That's keeping me full. I think it's 30 pages an issue, so it's keeping me fairly busy.
All right. And how do you feel about this shutdown? I mean, I know it sucks, but you're not worried, are you?
No, not at the moment. No.
Not don't give me that at the moment stuff. You're not worried. I'm hoping.
I'm not worried. No, I'm not.
Attaboy.
I still have a ton of. I can take commissions. I can sell pages online. my Lisa, she still works at the office, so she's me. I've been quarantined. My job description is quarantine. So this is nothing new. I sit at my table and draw, whether there's a plague or not. It just, but she still has her 9 to 4 job, but I mean, I stay busy at home. If not, I'll this is me. This is what I do.
So once a month, John, whether you need it or not, Lisa will throw open the curtains and get you in direct sunlight.
I scream like a girl when she tries.
That's because you're part vampire, I'm sure.
Yeah, you don't want to get rickets though. Get some sunlight.
It burns.
Rickets are bad. Don't get rickets.
Yeah, seriously.
No.
Especially in the wrist, because I hear you got that. Never mind. I'm not going there.
Yeah. Are you taking commissions now? Do you have time to take commissions now for anybody who might want one?
I mean, after you do the supervillain team up.
Yeah, and after Spider-Man 46.
Yeah, that's what I usually have the time is in between issues.
Okay.
So I just got started on this one, so you're looking at a good 25, 30 days before I can even think about doing anything fun and big like that.
Right.
Scott is always trying to open up your commission list, especially in front of a store signing. Like, now's the time to put commissions, bring them to the stores. Like, I'm actually like working on a deadline up until almost I get into the car to drive over to your shop. Like, I have no time. My life is so sucky. I have no time to.
That's the other thing, though. I help in some ways too, because me and Lisa, his wife, have to sit there and talk because John so underprices his pages so severely that we have to go through and it's like, no, we're gonna have to go through and redo all this stuff. You're no.
I gotcha. Hey, you know what?
Well, our time is what it's worth. I mean, if I like down south, I know I'm not gonna make on a cover that if I'm at Heroes or New York or California. The people here don't have the pockets of the people in the other big conventions. Pensacon's getting to be pretty big. The last one, it was really good. My last Pensacon was really good, but I only do 2 cons a week, maybe 2 cons a year. That would be Pensacon and any signings that they do at 3 Alarm. I don't have the schedule to go to Chicago or New York. I'd love to, but I just don't have the windows to do that kind of thing.
John, you just made Ming's head explode.
Yeah. Well,
2 cons a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't have time to go, then that's a good thing for sure. If you're,
I'm not.
Yeah, Ming's more like 2 cons a week.
I used to do it a lot more before I got until I got older too. And plus, just air travel is just forbidden. I mean, if you can't get there by a car, I mean, imagine carrying all the stuff I'd have to bring to you see my tables. I got books. I got at least 6 portfolios. I got a stack of artwork. I'm not gonna put that in the bottom of a plane and hope they don't lose it between here and Texas. That's a couple $100,000 worth of artwork.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I'd have to make the drive, which means I'd have to take that'd be a day and a half drive, check in, 3 days at the con. Hope I make my table money. Hope I make my travel money. And then get back, and then on top of that, get behind my work line, my deadlines, and then drive all the way back home, and get rid of the con funk to where I can actually sit and draw a page. It's fiscally, it doesn't work for me. Maybe when I slow down, I'll do a bigger con presence, but right now I can't afford it.
Gotcha.
No, totally understandable.
So do you have like pages for sale online?
my son is my IT guy, and I keep pushing him to help me put up a web page. Cause yeah, I have a couple of thousand. I probably have over 1,000 pages for sale that I would have to scan these myself, which means, to scan and first I have to build the page, and I don't have it.
Actually, a lot of the stuff, just so John didn't get bothered and everything, we sell a lot of stuff for John. So if anybody's interested, they can contact us here at the shop, either through our Facebook page, through Messenger, through email. They can contact us. If there's a page you're interested in, I can get hold of John and say, hey, do you have these? Because I think it depends on how they split the pages up as far as which ones he gets and which ones the penciler gets. And then,
John,
they can contact us and we can get hold of it.
Let him price it and let him sell it for you.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, that's kind of how I do it. He'll tell me how much he wants for it, and I'll
You'll
figure
add
out the price that I
25%.
should go for.
Yeah,
and then there's been more than that. And then basically, like I said, just to give you a perfect example, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but there was a page he had priced at like $350.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this thing, huge splash page, all these characters, Spider-Man, Venom, and this. I'm like, no. And I think I sold it for $750 and just gave the money to John.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've traded I haven't in 10 years. But when I used to smoke cigarettes, I would trade global pages for like a pack of smokes.
Smokes?
It's like,
damn.
It's like in prison.
Seriously, I'll give you a carton of American Spirits for.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like prison. Isn't that the prison system?
Yeah, of course it is.
I need smoke.
That's it. Yep. Here, I'll give you a page for some Lucy's.
Yeah, really.
Or you could get ramen. Here you go. Here's some cool ramen for you.
Here's a Steve Racer page, man. Go get me some Benson Hedges.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute, Did you just see Benson and Hedges? Might as well ask for Virginia Slims.
No.
Be a real man. Get them Winston's out.
Look, I smoked them. I used to smoke Benson Hedges menthol because those are the ones that I stole from my dad. So it's like whatever I could feel is what I'd smoke. It's like we borrow a Marlboro Red or whatever, and I'd smoke that. But I hadn't.
I mean, those things were like this long, right? So you tape it to the end of like a McDonald's straw and smoke it that way? Because they were at least a foot and a half long, those Benson and Hedges.
I'd be like, have him killed.
Oh, dude, I remember he's like getting on the whole smoking thing. We used to go over to his house and sit there and watch him work instead of hang out, and there would be this ashtray bigger than my head with cigarette butts and ashes falling out of it, sitting next to this freaking gorgeous piece of artwork that he's working on, and him blowing ashes off the thing.
Like a chocolate fountain full of cigarette ash.
Oh, the smoke would be layered in that studio. I mean, you walked in, you got a good lung. You got your lungs painted black before you left. That's for sure.
You could taste the air.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like
you smell it on the pages. The editors knew I smoked when they opened up the box. It's like, whoo, yeah, okay.
That
and you were doing art on zigzags.
Zigzags.
Yeah. Speaking of the old ink, that's one of the old things I remember you seeing back then, which you don't see in comics anymore, I guess, because it's all done digital. But I remember you having sheets upon sheets of Zipatone everywhere.
Yeah. Zipatone. I miss Zipatone. Well, I learned how to ink before color got very sophisticated. So I got a good sense just from looking at Wally Wood and a lot of the old EC guys of Heavy Shadows, Black, a lot of the people I see drawing comics, they almost need color to separate foreground from background. And I try to do that automatically when I work. So, and Zippertone was great for that. but the paper quality's gotten so much better. The details, and I wish it was. I wish they'd bring it back. I miss the white zip and the color holds, but all that's computerized now. So.
Yeah, I think I remember. I mean, we're not going to mention the first thing I ever saw of yours that we did or that you had done, but
No.
if you're interested, I still have copies of it. But yeah, I think the other than that, I think the first thing I ever saw you on was like we had a group of local guys here working for Air Sales / Malibu, doing the cat and mouse stuff. I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did. At that time, I was probably working either for Bill Black or Now Comics. Because I did the FemForce stuff for a couple of years, and I did Speed Racer for a couple of years.
That's right.
The Speed Racer paid for Lisa's wedding ring and engagement ring. So,
hell yeah, can't beat that.
Well done.
Thank you, Racer X.
I did the Racer X as well. I bounced around the Independents for a good 10 years before I landed at DC.
Yeah, I think I've got actually a cigarette stained, cigarette smelling Speed Racer page somewhere around here.
Those pages I don't even think are in existence anymore.
Oh, I'll prove you wrong. Keep talking.
Oh.
I hope he finds that supervillain team up 14.
Yeah, I know it's back there. He just misplaced it. It wasn't in the right order.
That's right.
It in the wrong long box. Like you can hear him clicking back there.
He's using it as a coaster.
He's using two hands. Issues are just flying behind him. He's gonna make Jason clean it all up.
That's true. I usually have to clean everything up afterwards.
I love even in quarantine. You still have the crush of deadlines looming above your head.
Yeah, it's
Even
pretty
in
weird.
quarantine.
But I like it. I mean, I love the fact that, comic books ain't going nowhere. So
No, they're still cracking the whip though. Is what I'm like. Come on, lay off a little bit. We're all
no. The one thing they kept from Jim Shooter's time, Ming, is the deadline. The dreaded deadline.
Oh, yeah.
Doom. Yes, Doom.
Yeah. Well, I have to. I'm glad they're rolling because I need to keep making. I do my 5-6 pages a week. I need that money. I need that. I need the influx. So it's good. I'm making out. I'm doing good, and I'm just hoping this thing all blows over soon, and we all stay healthy and come out the other end better.
That'll work for me.
Remember, what was that? I think it was 3 Pensacons ago.
I was gonna say, how long do we give Scott before we all
There we go.
check out?
Oh, he found it.
Uh-huh.
This was actually back when they lettered on the page. What's that?
Okay. Joe Phillips. Joe Phillips was the penciler on those. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for years. And it's a funny story. He started making Speed look a little more hip, more 80s hip. And Caputo had to tell him to rein it in because he started giving him a bit of a what's that?
Mullet?
Yeah, he started giving him a bit of a mullet. And he was teasing me because Joe was saying, at the time people were saying that Joe is that is almost a younger me. I mean, it doesn't look like it now, but that's almost what I looked like at that age. If I showed you pictures of myself, and Joe was kind of
don't force me. I can make it happen.
He's files.
Is Speed wearing a members only jacket?
Yeah, I had it, man. I had this. Yeah, I had the members only. I had the white pants. I had the slip-on shoes, the fishnet. I was going all out 80s, man. I was Miami Vice 80s. I had the mullet. I had the rat tail. The long 80s.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I remember that.
He had everything all mixed up into one. That's awesome.
And I got married on top of that. In spite of that. I married. I was able to find someone to marry me, and we're still together now.
No matter what decade, John, women are foolish. So that's all.
I think, yeah, maybe. I lucked out.
Yeah, argument is futile.
Just remember 2 words. 2 words, and you'll be happy the rest of your life.
Yes, dear.
Thank you.
Assimilate or die. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah.
Or stick them up. That's 3 words. Sorry. There you go.
Yeah. So, all right, John. Let's get back some stuff. All right, I have a little quiz for you. I just want to see if you can answer. So, name every comic company you've ever worked for.
Oh,
I don't know if we have time, but I want to see if you can do this.
It'd be a shorter list to say which I haven't. I've never done anything for. Geez, I even got Titan in England.
wow. So there isn't one. There might not be one, Scott.
John George
I
Innovation.
don't know the answer to this.
No, wait. You got me. I didn't do anything for innovation. A friend of mine did. I didn't.
How about
as possible? Yeah, possibly. Some
all right. You work for everyone. Holy cow. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I tell people every time. That's the only way I can ever introduce John. I said, well, just name a comic book character or a company, or a publisher, or he's either currently working for him or he's done it in the past.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's the beauty of loving an inker is you get to, like I said, going to see all this stuff from so many different pencilers come in and seeing those pages transform and the beauty of seeing the process of the whole thing, because like John's one of the people who I know a lot of people like doing the main character or something else, but I've noticed with John a lot of times he starts off with the backgrounds first and ends up making some of the most incredible stuff that
Perry Austin, man, that was why Perry Austin can make a background live, and that's one of the things I fell in love with Terry's stuff. His backgrounds were just amazing. And so I got a little bit of that in me.
That's why I did my Batman sketch cover. He started with a moon, and then I was watching him draw a night sky. And all of a sudden, he pops in Batman. I'm like, I'll buy that. And I own an original sketch cover John Dell because of that.
Very cool.
Yeah, and a lot of people understand is John actually. Well, so we saw the one PC pencil. John's pencils are gorgeous too. I mean, you even had a few published pencils. What didn't you and Val swap duties on an issue of Lobo, or you penciled and he inked?
There was a Howard Porter cover.
Howard Porter, that was it. Yeah.
For JLA, it's the cover. I'm not sure which issue, but it's the first issue of JLA with the Superman blue lightning cover. Maybe 5, maybe 6. I'm not sure.
New Faces. Yes, I remember that cover. Oh my God.
We had just gotten reference for that horrible Superman costume, and I think the only one that had drawn it besides me was maybe the Superman editor. So it's like I was the second person to have to draw that silly blue Superman suit. And I sent them a couple of thumbnails, and they said, "Go, yeah, pencil it out." And Howard inked it, and that's one of mine. That's when they were all trying to figure out who the JLA people would be.
Right. They had Hitman on the cover. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, those are my pencils. Howard
cool. Tomorrow Woman.
Yeah. Superman Blue.
That's awesome. I had no doubt in my mind that you're one hell of a penciler because, to be honest with you, if you can't pencil, you can't ink.
Yeah, that's right. I'd say it makes you a better inker for sure.
Oh hell yeah!
Because I don't want to. I never want to fix or correct another penciler because if I start doing that, I start getting those late night calls. You changed his face. It was wrong.
What'd you do to his face?
Well, I made the eyes line up. Leave me alone.
I think wasn't you? I'm pretty sure it was you that told me one time. I mean, probably a couple of decades ago. Yeah, because I asked you, I said, "Why don't you pencil instead of ink?" You said, "Because I can do 2 pages inking before I can do 1 page inking or penciling."
I'm slower with my pencils than I am with my inks. I couldn't. Plus, I'm a greedy poor bastard.
No, man, get that money, man. If you could do,
no, it's true because as an inker, I get more pages. As a penciler, I just get my pages. As an inker, I get some pencil pages from him. It's like I get a bigger range of original art. I can't afford original art. That stuff's too expensive. But if I ink some pages over McNevin or Chung, I get to keep some of those.
I was gonna say I know a guy who sells them cheap, so I'll put you in touch with Scott. He'll hook you up.
He's good like that.
Yeah, actually, I got to the point where honestly, we kind of redid our shop stuff. I had to redo the walls, but pretty much every wall in here was covered from top to bottom with original artwork. And now that we've kind of rearranged the shop and put more product against the walls and racks against the walls, I've actually had to go back and buy a few more portfolios and about 17 top loaders. And actually, during this crisis, I was able to get stuff together and organize it and get it kind of nice and ready again.
That's you got a ceiling, don't you?
Put it on the ceiling.
Honestly, I do have a ceiling.
Well, there you are.
But ceilings can leak.
Yeah,
especially ours.
You don't have to tell us that.
So I've already lost a few pieces of artwork to leaking ceilings, and I learned I'm not doing that ever again.
Maybe you hung them, from the ceiling on strings, like no.
But that's the problem. Is that's where with the way our building is it's a few buildings that have been put together over the decades. So where the seams are at seems to be right where we are. So whenever we get a hard rain and that seal's not done right, then we get a bunch of leaks through the ceiling.
That's not good for a comic shop.
Luckily, we learned where they are now, so we can reposition stuff around it. That's the reason why a lot of the stuff's gone against the walls now.
Good idea.
So yeah,
I've already lost a bunch of stuff to a hurricane. I know that's horrible.
Yeah. I still think one of my favorite pages that I ever got, I actually got from John. It was one of the Kamikoli pages, one of the cover. I think it's Superior number 5, where Spider-Man's actually holding the gun.
Right.
It was actually still one of my favorite pieces of original art that I've got, been able to own.
That was a fun job. I love Deacon Kamikoli. I do not have a favorite penciler. I have some pencils that I've kept pieces from because, sometimes it's not even a big character page. I have a Stuart Eminem page I inked over CrossGen. It's just the main character on horseback, and there's like a little village down the lane, and it's like it's not splashy, but it's just really. I really liked how I did some stuff in her hair and the trees, and I'll keep pages just like for that reason alone. But the stuff I keep in my not to be sold portfolio, I basically told the kids when I'm gone, take what you want and sell the rest. I'll tell you right now. We may have to, before we get done, we have to tell John to get up and grab his Kindle and walk over and show you his wall of not for sale stuff that's not in the portfolio, which I know is probably about 10 feet from where he's sitting right now. And it's some beautiful work. Like he's got a Kubert Ultimate Ultimate Fantastic Four cover with a thing just free. I think it's number 4.
is freaking
Yeah, that's
beautiful. All the
will
detail.
not let me sell that. So will not let me sell that. And I got an area.
Oh, go ahead.
I have an area Olivetti Wolverine page from Civil War that it's where Logan is waking up from the grass. It's just his head, like shoot, not wearing his mask. It's just Logan's face all up in close up. Can't sell that one. Just a few odds.
In the Guardians cover, where it's like Rocket Raccoon doing his Frank Miller Wolverine thing. The cover, the original art. That's sitting on the wall right outside of his room there.
Damn.
So
the one I have, man. There was a convention in New York, and Steve McNiven penciled. I swear this thing is massive. Steve McNiven did the Avengers in New York. It's Captain America, Iron Man, the Hulk, and Thor, and it's so big I couldn't mail it back to him. It's still for sale. I'm not sure which, but he's like, whenever it sells, I'll split the cash with you and let me send it to whoever buys it. Well, some art dealer has it. I'm not sure who. It's on their site. But this thing's too big to put in the mail, and it's on my wall frame. But man,
I saw it. It's like 24 by 36. It's a huge piece.
Huge. It's like I can bring the Kindle over and show that to you. When we lined up if you want.
Well, actually, we're getting about close because I think we plan on going about an hour, and we just about hit it now. But John, we're definitely going to have you back on, dude. You're that's what a lot of people understand is the life of an inker, and some of the stuff you do is interesting as hell.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
It sounds weird, the life of an inker. It's like,
crazy.
How superstitious lot.
Well, it's just
God's
working title for your
McFarlane and everybody likes the Todd McFarlane or the Rob Liefeld, things like that. They never don't. They most time, unless it's somebody who is really into the comic stuff, they don't give the credit to the inker that is due.
Marvel was the one that made it. When Marvel started in the 60s, that's when they started. Stan would give the pencilers and inkers nicknames like Joe Sinat. Even the letterers got cool nicknames. And man, that was all I ever wanted growing up, was a cool Stan Lee nickname in front of John Dell. Like what would I be? I would like Jack King Kirby or Joe Sinat, Swinging Sammy, whoever.
See, you might have been in trouble with that. You could have been known as John Dickhead Dell.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow, you're gonna stand a real mean streak.
It's not too late, Scott.
I know.
Let's not use that one. I don't know if that's comic code approved, Scott.
How about Jammin' John Dell?
Jammin' John Dell. I like that.
Jammin' John Dell.
Jammin' John Dell.
Yeah, actually, you did have a nom de plume for a little bit. You, I think when you were still can't talk about that. Okay,
all right, we're not going to talk about it.
All right, we'll talk about that afterwards. I'll let you.
We gotta save something for his next episode.
Yeah. Well, guys, I want to thank y'all for coming by. I know y'all got other things we got to do, but and everybody for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next time.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Scott.
Bye, Scott. Pleasure to meet you.
You too, bye.
Take care, Scott. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jabe.